Hi folks, today we're going to share with you one of our Naomi inspired collections, and it is our Safari collection. Now what we're using today are 5 different styles of tulle or organza, and we're doing turquoise and leopard for our accented part of the tutu. And I've showed you previously how you can angle cut your tulle, or you can cut it in a different design. You know, be creative with it. So just take a look at that tutorial if you missed that. Alright, so let's get started. You have to bear with me because we're in a different setting now and I haven't quite adjusted. So do your slip knot, okay? Make it as thin as you possibly can up top, so that way you don't have to struggle with getting it in and out of the hole. Never start at the bottom. Always start right above it, because that thin thread can break on you and then you can have all kinds of issues later. Gently tug. One of the things I wanted to share with you also is that you don't need to use the organza or the expensive glitter tulle or the color tulle, the pattern tulle at the very bottom, depending on how many layers you're doing. Now, if you're only doing 2 layers, of course you want to utilize all your different tulle or organza, you know, for both of those layers. But if you're doing 3 or 4 layers, they're not going to really see that bottom layer, so you might just throw in a couple of the fancy tulle throughout. And it saves you money, it's cost effective, and it doesn't take away from the overall effect. Again, make it thin, put your pieces, your ends together if that's how you want it. If you want it to appear more sporadic, you know, or different lengths, you can also adjust it by simply, you know, making the top layer shorter than the bottom or vice versa. Okay? In and out, bring it together, and there you go. One of the things that I've noticed that I always run into is, do you see that? I always end up having that little poof part. So all you need to do to fix that is simply pull gently and it'll take that away for you. And I'll finish this part up, and I'll show you what the next layer looks like with the different accented tulle and organza will look like. So that way you can get a better idea. Then we'll show you the finished product. Alright, so now we're going to add one of each of the different types of tulle and the organza to the second layer. Got some varying lengths, and it's going to really make it poof out really well. And I went ahead and put the back to the front just because it's easier for me to place the tulle on this side. Because if you'll notice, the back is flat on your mannequins usually, and it's just sometimes a little harder to work with. In and out, just like normal. Or you can something that I learned that might be of interest to you is that you can make a longer piece of tulle where the seam is and run it through like that, putting it like this and out, just to cover this area up, if that's a big concern for you. See what I'm talking about here? Now this may not be necessary depending on how many layers you're going, but see how it's shorter because I did it that way than all the others. So that's why I recommend having a little bit longer piece, because you're going, you know, like this instead of up and down. But again, it's an idea for you. depending on how much of the seam you want to show. So I'll probably take this one off in a moment and add the others. Take your special tool, and this usually runs a little bit more than your regular tool, obviously. But if you place it sporadically, it really makes your tutu unique and stand out without costing a fortune. So what we're going to do here is we're going to add about 4 strips of the safari style leopard, cheetah, whatever you want to call it, and to make it a good clump. And we'll sporadically put that around so that you can really see it and it pops for you. If you're going to do one that's got the different links and it's got the pixie style or the angled cut or any of the various other cuts at the bottom, make sure that if you've got some long and short pieces that you kind of mix it around and you don't just put all long in one spot and then short on another. You guys let me know if you like the lighting. I think I did a better job. I paid the big bucks and got the lighting scene with the backdrop and the chroma key available, which I haven't learned yet, so we're not doing that today. But I found a really good site that stands behind their product, had a little story behind that. They dropped off my product in front of somebody else's place and they were on the search. But the company that I found, and I'll try to get the website for you, actually said, we'll replace it for you and we'll handle everything with the carrier. That was amazing to me. Because truly, once they shipped it out to the correct address, it was no longer their responsibility. But they wanted to keep me as an ongoing customer, and I think that's the standard for them. So their name's Lodestone Studios. So you might check them out if you're going to be doing a lot of photography or videoing. Again, like I said, whenever you're making a tutu yourself, or any type of handmade craft, handcrafted good, you know, it's going to be amazing for the simple fact that you took time out of your schedule, your day, and created something lovely. Alright, I'm going to add an organza. Now, organza is not too expensive. It can get pricey depending on how much of it you have to use. Make sure that they micro edge cut it where it's heat sealed. If not, it's going to start fraying quickly. This can fray, so if you've got somebody that likes to really play with their tutus, this may not be the best option for you. Now with this, make sure you bring it in as close as you can because it's a little more difficult to work with. But it's just such a lovely effect when it's all said and done. Bring it together, being sure that you've got it as small and bunched up as you can. Pull it through. Do that again. Make sure that you've got it as skinny as you can. Pull it through. See if Crystal didn't mess this up for the 50th time. And voila. The problem with this design that we're doing today is I've got all kinds of turquoise colored, you know, in organza and glitter and in premium tulle. I have all of that, and then I only have black regular. Now you can get some black glitter tulle for the same price. Now the glitter is going to be a little bit more rough, so that's another reason why we don't put it on the first layer, because that's going to touch the skin and you don't want it to be aggravating to the person that's wearing it. Over and out, same method. Gently tug, because as you're tugging, every time you tug, remember, look at all these holes, you're actually stretching your crochet top or your crocheted band. I have a tutorial where if you've stretched it too much and now it's not going to fit, you can use the drawstring method and go in and out all the way around with the ribbon. Gross grain or satin. Satin's usually the best, but you can use any kind of ribbon that will hold up and you can do an outside bow or an inside bow. And like I said, it's a drawstring method, so what happens is you've actually adjusted the size, which gives you longer wear for the tutu. So when you need to do an adjustment, you've got to pull out the tool that you've just worked on or that you see that needs to be taken out. Just simply tug, okay? Get that first piece out and then work on the other. That'll make it stretch. It'll make it not stretch as much as you're trying to tug it out gently. And then your tool's fine too also. Under, out, gently tug. If you're going to take a break and stop, simply take the last piece you did and lift it up. By doing that, you know where to begin again. Alright, so I'm going to finish this up. I apologize for all the errors I made, but hey, like I said, it's handcrafted, so you know, that's part of the joy of creating. Don't forget to visit our shops. If you need something customized, don't forget to take a look at our new Tutu turbans. And on a special high note that I'm really excited about, Donna Lou Stevens, the creator of Older Ladies video, and she is continuously working on making some more inspiring and fun-loving videos, will be featuring our tutu turbans and some of our tutus for her next videos coming up. So make sure y'all stay tuned for that. Alright, so I've made 4 or 5 layers of the various style pixie cut and angled cut tool. Mix it all up. This is the finished Safari Turquoise tutu. I bought this, which is a fuzzy top. Now this stretches quite a bit, so you're not going to want to try to make a tutu right on it. You can use a tank top, you can use a t-shirt, and you can just accent it with the leftover tool you have. Let me give you an example. Do you remember when we were cutting these as an angle, or when I was telling you that you can do different things with cutting your tool? I think I might have said that in a previous tutorial. Anyway, I took the angled pieces and I made 2 of these, a hair accessory that's going to be turned into a hair accessory, and then one that's going to go on the top. See? Now I haven't finished creating this, but there's a general idea. And then now you got an outfit that completely matches. Now if you want to save, say, the top, but you want to make it match, say, for a special event, put this on an alligator clip or a pin. That way you can pin it and boom, you've got an outfit, right? And then you can take it off and you have just a blank fuzzy top that you can use for your different tutu creations.
We've included a short photo slideshow for you at the end. If you liked our video and our channel, please subscribe. We could truly use your support. You can find all of our information on our various stores at our YouTube homepage and our Google Plus page, CJ & Sons Presents Naomi Inspired. We've also included some links for you at the end of each video. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook. Thank you so much for viewing.